Hey, welcome to Tech Digest for January 19th. Um, Kicking off with more Windows news. So, if you are still managing legacy Windows environments, this is your wake-up call. Another one. So, Mandiant just released a rainbow table that can crack NTLM hashes, specifically for older weak admin passwords in about 12 hours. This isn't theoretical anymore. It's a ready-to-use tool that anybody can use. So it highlights just how vulnerable NTLM hashing function really is, 2026 already. So if you still rely on legacy authentication protocols, you need to migrate to Kerberos or modern auth immediately. Because the clock is really ticking on those credentials. And you uh, might have clients that don't support it. So that is going to be the decision that you will have to make. Moving on. So here we've seen robots walk and jump already. So for example, Boston Dynamics, but talking naturally has always been a hurdle until now. So a new humanoid robot has learned to mimic realistic lip movements just by watching YouTube
Hello.
videos. Um, so instead of manually animating the mouth or using basic phenom mapping, the AI analyzed thousands of hours of human speech patterns to sync its mechanical lips perfectly with audio. And it's a huge leap for human robot interaction, pushing us right into or maybe through the uncanny valley. Looks still a little bit uncanny, but we'll see with more samples. Um, Next is more DNS news. Well, this time not that bad. So here you can get technical with some networking fundamentals. Cloudflare dropped a fascinating deep dive today, asking what comes first, CNAME or the A record. Sounds like a chicken and egg riddle, but actually touches on how DNS resolvers handle older or order of operations and standard compliance. If you're into systems engineering or just want to understand the plumbing of the internet better, this explains why your DNS lookups behave the way they do when you start chaining records together. So next is heads up for if you work in RF or satellite technology. So we're currently in level S4 solar radiation event. So this was yesterday's news, if you're watching today. This is a severe geomagnetic storm that can degrade HF radio communications and potentially impact GPS accuracy. For those of you running infrastructure that relies on precise timing or satellite links, you might see some noise in your data, or you have seen it yesterday. On the flip side, if you're far enough north, the auroras are going to be spectacular tonight. And I know where I live, they had aurora forecasted. Um, Next in the news, Risk V or 5, however you say it, is maturing fast. We're looking at the Milk V or 5 Titan, a new mini ITX board featuring an 8-core processor. What makes it significant is the form factor. It's a standard mini ITX with regular PCIe slots or one slot in this case, and M2 support right here. So this means that we're getting closer to having a drop-in risk replacement for standard desktop builds. It's not going to be the Threadripper yet, but for developers wanting native hardware to build the open ISA future, this is a very attractive piece of a kit. And yeah, I've been following the Linux on ARM story very closely for like personal machines. Currently, it's absolutely terrible. There's one laptop, the Lenovo 14S, um, that is fully supported in Linux, and that's it. So this is going to be very important going forward. But we'll see what the perf actually ends up looking, because a lot of this Hardware design is actually open source now. Okay, moving on. If you're interested in privacy or disaster resilience, check this out. So, how do we say it? Reticulum network stack. Okay, so it's a cryptography-based networking stack designed to build wide area mesh networks with zero reliance on the internet. So very cool. We talked about Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi P2P networks before. This is using existing networks, but without the internet. There's been a lot of projects like this before, and currently dealing with VPN restrictions. But this is cool because it works potentially without the internet. Okay, moving on. This is a bit of poetic justice in the security world today. Um, the operators behind the StealC info stealing malware got hacked themselves. Researchers found the cross-site scripting vulnerability in the malware's own command and control panel. They exploited it to hijack the admin sessions of the cyber criminals. It's a hilarious reminder that even malware offers right buggy code, and sometimes the hunter becomes a hunted. And of course, the famous story uh, about the one of the first ransomware also has this that the person who actually found it, he was able to take down the whole thing. If you want to read it on Wired, this was 10 years ago, probably already. Um, Moving on. So we usually design programming languages for humans to read, but what if we design them for AI? This has been a common theme recently. So this is experimental language built specifically to be a target for coding LLMs. The idea is to reduce ambiguity and verbosity that confuses models in languages like Python or C++. And it creates deterministic intermediate layer. It's early days, but the concept of AI native syntax is a trend we're going to see a lot more. You're already starting to see this. And you'll see that some languages are better at tokenization. Let's start even with tokenization before we get to training than other languages. It's Python just has tabs or spaces or something. Depends on who you ask. And tokenizing that is tricky. It's common to see models get very confused with linting and tabbing due to this. So we'll see how this works out. Um, New Go is out. So if you want to get up to speed quickly, this is a fantastic new interactive tour that is available. It walks through the changes, including the new iterator patterns and standard library updates. Go has been moving relatively fast lately for Go, and this version solidifies a lot of ergonomics introduced in the last few releases. If you're a Go developer, it's worth 5 minutes of your time to click through and see what's new. And finally, a quick privacy tip for Android users. There is somewhat hidden setting that alerts you if your phone connects to Stingray or another kind of technology called they're called fake cell towers. So devices that use for surveillance to intercept mobile traffic. By enabling this, your phone warns you if the base station you're talking to isn't encrypted or looks suspicious. It's a small toggle, but anyone concerned about digital privacy in public spaces, this is a must enable feature right here in the mobile networks. Um, if your phone supports this. I will see you tomorrow.